is a 7 News update.
I'm Rick Sanchez. A grisly discovery in Coconut Grove. Police say a construction worker opened a ribbon-wrapped cardboard box this afternoon and found a woman's body inside of it. Now investigators are trying to figure out who the woman was and how she died. Also, a 16-year-old high school student is in police custody tonight for allegedly opening fire on his school's vice principal. It happened this afternoon at Dillard High School.
The following is a rebroadcast of Channel 7 News at 10, seen earlier tonight.
Live from South Florida's news station, WSVN 7. Sally Fitz and Rick Sanchez. This is 7 News at 10 o'clock.
A horrifying find in a quiet Coconut Grove neighborhood. A box tied up with a red ribbon. Inside, a woman's body. Good evening. Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out just who this woman is and how she died.
This is one bizarre murder mystery, and it's just the latest crime in what used to be a quiet Coconut Grove neighborhood. Tonight, while police are looking for answers, so are neighborhood residents. The night team's Paul Moniz with our top story.
It began as a curious hunt through the trash. It ended with a grisly discovery. A construction worker opening a ribbon-wrapped cardboard box to find not a present, but a woman's body.
He looked in the box and he found like what looked like to be a person's hair or something, so he just got totally freaked out.
I saw her legs and torso and everything. You couldn't see her head because it was covered in a plastic bag inside.
Witnesses say the emaciated body is that of a young black female. Cops don't know who the woman is or how she died, but they believe her body was dumped here. An unsettling revelation to people like Casey Rivas, who calls the Grove home.
It does scare me to hear death in a neighborhood like that because we don't know what's going to happen to us next, so...
Neighbors here on Bridgeport Avenue say the body incident is the latest in a string of disturbing things that have been happening in the neighborhood. In the past few months, there have been several murders, including that of Metro-Dade police officer Evelyn Gort. And murders aren't the only problem here.
They cut the gate, the chain. They must have pushed the gate back.
Marion Teichman says she has had enough. Yesterday, she says vandals broke the iron gate at her condo, then helped themselves to her '67 Volkswagen. Today, she came home to find the dead body.
I feel terrible. I mean, it's something you always read about in the newspaper. You read about Miami, it's dangerous, it's a big city problem, but now it happens next door. I mean, that makes you feel terrified.
So terrified, some say, they're beginning to feel like prisoners in their own homes. In Coconut Grove, Paul Moniz, 7 News, Night Team.
Now, initially, neighbors thought that the victim was a homeless woman often seen in the area, but she turned up late today. Tomorrow, an autopsy will be performed, and that might give police a better idea on just who this woman is and how it is she died. So.
Another mystery tonight that began in Coconut Grove and ended in Northwest Dade. It ended here at a trash dump off of 97th Avenue and 154th Street. Body parts found at the dump in the middle of construction debris. Now, police think that the person may have been in a Coconut Grove building when it was torn down. The debris later hauled to the dump site. Tonight, police dogs are sniffing what's left of the building for possible clues. Investigators still don't know if the victim is a man or a woman, or if the person died before the building was raised or as a result of it.
A Fort Lauderdale high school student in police custody tonight for allegedly opening fire on his school's vice principal. The 16-year-old is a student at Dillard High School. He was sent to the vice principal's office for disciplinary problems. That's when police say he pulled out a gun and fired a shot. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
Thankfully, she was not struck by the round. We're very thankful for that. After doing that, he returned to the classroom where he had had the problem with the teacher originally and threatened her with the weapon. He apparently waved it around and may have made some threats.
Police officers say the teenager then took off, and they finally caught up with him and arrested him. He is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm.
The verdict is guilty in the trial of former SunTrust chairman David Paul. Today, Paul was found guilty on nearly 70 counts of fraud. Tonight, he remains free on $1 million bond. Paul is accused of using more than $3 million in SunTrust money to finance his own lifestyle, including paying for improvements on his mansion on Miami Beach. SunTrust eventually went belly up, the 4th largest bank failure in U.S. history. So what now for its chairman, David Paul? Well, he may be sentenced in early February and could face more than 300 years in jail. He also still faces more than 24 federal racketeering charges.
Now here we go again, a classic case of not in my neighborhood being fought in Hialeah tonight. Homeless people are taking over a chunk of city land, and tonight the people who live near say they want the city to serve up eviction orders right away. The night team's following this story. Reporter Craig Stevens has it.
For 2 weeks now, this has been home for Lonnie Vincent, an unemployed Air Force vet.
It's like you really don't have any place to go, but with the opportunities that are afforded, you try to make the best of them.
So he and a handful of others have transformed this sidewalk pavilion along Okeechobee Road into their home. Problem is, neighbors across the street aren't sending over the welcome wagon. They're passing petitions.
I understand the plight of the homeless, and I'm all for their rights, too, but I feel we have rights also.
Rights to enjoy the pavilion and the bike trail, things these folks insist they and their families cannot do as long as the homeless are here.
I've seen some of them at one point or another urinating or disrobing and changing of their clothes.
Worse yet, according to Rodriguez, drug use.
I'm very frustrated. We work too hard, and we've input a lot into our property and to our area, and to see the area diminish in this way, it does bother me a lot as a citizen of the United States and a resident of the area.
Well, those who've set up housekeeping say they're just trying to stay out of the way, just trying to get by. Lonnie, in fact, shows me a stack of papers, job applications, just to prove he's trying to get back on his feet. Nevertheless, this petition drive has caught the attention of the city. Mayor Raul Martinez says he is going to look at these concerns. He plans to meet with the county next week to figure a way to move the homeless someplace else.
Well, that might be easier said than done. You see, the law does say that cops can kick out anybody from a park after that park closes. In Hialeah, that's 11 p.m. But as you look around here, you see there are no signs indicating that this is a park, signs talking about what time this place closes. No, this really isn't a park. It's more of a bike path right alongside the street.
But the petition drive presses ahead. The residents hoping for relief, the homeless hoping for a break. So with things the way they are this holiday eve, neither side is satisfied, and neither can find many reasons to give thanks. In Hialeah, I'm Craig Stevens, 7 News Night Team.
Neighbors say they plan to present their petitions to city leaders next week.
Well, there's a new twist tonight in the case of the little girl who was switched at birth. After years of sworn secrecy, a former nurse's aide now says Kimberly Mays and Arlena Twigg were deliberately switched. 60-year-old Patsy Webb says she was ordered by a doctor to switch a healthy Kimberly with a sick Arlena. She claims she refused, but noticed that they were in different cribs with different ID tags the very next day. And a doctor warned her if she talked, she would be fired.
Look at the two babies. The Mays baby, the one that she had a heart condition.
Now, you'll recall Kimberly Mays won the right to divorce her biological parents. Now, the lawyer for Kimberly Mays' biological parents is calling for a criminal investigation of this whole thing.
Tonight, a woman is dead after a fire rips through her Hollywood home. The fire broke out at the house on Green Street. Neighbors say they smelled smoke the whole day but couldn't tell where it was coming from. Firefighters traced the smell and put the fire out, alas. Investigators say they think the woman may have been smoking in bed.
A man is shot in the face and he dies. Cops say his 17-year-old girlfriend did it. It happened at Northwest 111th and First Terrace in Sweetwater. Police say the girl has admitted to the shooting. She says it happened during a domestic dispute. He was airlifted to JMH where he later died.
Another shooting involving teenagers and guns. This one happened around 92nd and Fontainebleau Boulevard. That's in Fontainebleau Park. Police officers say a 14-year-old girl and an 18-year-old man were playing with a gun. The gun went off, and the girl was hit in the shoulder. Police officers say the boy panicked, ran away, and threw the gun into a nearby lake. The girl, we're told tonight, is now in serious condition.
Florida's governor is cracking down on kids who have guns in Florida. Today, Lawton Child signed a new law making it illegal for kids under the age of 18 to carry a gun. The new law goes into effect January 1st. Now, a person must be 18 years or older to carry a gun unless he's involved in hunting or practicing marksmanship.
Meanwhile, there is a big victory tonight for gun control activists. After a 7-year battle, Congress has passed the Brady Bill. Tonight, President Clinton celebrated with the man the bill was named for. The Brady Bill requires a 5-day waiting period before a person can buy a gun. It also requires local police to run a background check on the person trying to buy a gun. The Brady bill is named for former press secretary James Brady. Worked at the time for Ronald Reagan. He was injured in an assassination attempt of Ronald Reagan. That happened 12 years ago.
If this is the beginning of what I think it is, then the entire nation owes Jim and Sarah Brady even more than for the Brady bill. They have changed the focus of our nation.
The president is expected to sign this bill next week. It will take effect 90 days after that. Well, it is upon us, one of the busiest travel days of the year, something we tell you about every year about this time. Hundreds of thousands now heading home for the holidays, but the weather is not cooperating, at least not in our region thus far. Just ask the folks in Denver, Colorado. Snow there causing major problems at that city's airport as thousands try to get in and out of town for Thanksgiving. Now to Chicago. Things actually not looking too bad at O'Hare tonight, but because of bad weather elsewhere, some planes are running behind schedule. And Los Angeles, the weather may not be bad at LAX, but still, it's chaos at that airport, as it usually is. Despite all the travelers, word has at most flights are running on time today, which is a bit of a surprise. For a look at how travelers here in South Florida are holding up, let's turn things over right now to the night team's Rob Hanrahan. He's live at Miami International Airport. I imagine, Rob, a lot of frustrated people about this time of the night.
You know, Rick, you would know, and as everybody does, this is usually the worst day of the year to be trying to go through an airport. But oddly enough, tonight we haven't found it to be that bad. In fact, it's down to a slow trickle inside the terminal here at MIA right now. There's plenty of room to move around inside the terminal. People are reunited with their friends and family for the holiday. Some are even dressed up like pilgrims. A lot of people were worried that the American strike earlier this week would slow things down, but tonight it is smooth sailing.
We heard that you had to take 2 hours to get to the airport. We got there in 25 minutes from New York. The flight left on time. We're here on time. We're probably going to get to our car on time. So it's all I can say is, Viva Miami. This is great. I'll come here any Thanksgiving.
I found it very surprising. Very few people. I would have expected big crowds, so I guess everybody canceled out on American, expecting that they wouldn't travel today.
Pleasure so far. Just landed about 10 minutes ago. And we'll be out of here in 5. Quick.
Found a parking place right away?
Yeah, right away. Right on gate 3.
Well, great.
So no problem.
No problem. Sums it all up. He's talking about short-term parking. One of the long-term parking garages out here at MIA is full. The others are pretty much full at this point. And tomorrow morning, they expect one last rush before noon here at the terminal. But if you're coming out tonight to pick someone up or to drop someone off, if they are catching a late flight or coming in tonight, things are moving very smoothly right now. However, in the morning, as I said, you should leave a little extra time. So all in all, things going very smoothly at MIA. I'm Rob Hanrahan reporting live, 7 News on the Night Team. Back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Well, an elevator packed with people plunges down a 400-foot shaft. It happened in New York. The elevator was carrying 11 workers at a construction site when it gave way. 1 worker was killed, 11 others were trapped. They were finally rescued, and most of them should be all right. A bridge in New Hampshire collapses, killing 2 people. It happened in Hopkinton, about 10 miles west of Concord. The temporary bridge was part of a highway construction project. The accident happened when a steel support beam crashed to the ground. 2 workers were killed. Another is hospitalized in serious condition.
The Michael Jackson sex scandal continues to heat up, as it does again tonight, and he gets set to head to court. Witnesses have purportedly testified in the superstar's case already. A newspaper in Santa Barbara is saying the witnesses came forward involuntarily, or pardon me, they came forward voluntarily of their own volition, and some have already spoken with investigators. The grand jury allegedly heard their testimony, but now county officials deny that and say a grand jury was actually not called in this case. Jackson is scheduled to give his deposition in January on allegations that he molested a 13-year-old boy. His civil trial is set for March. Former Olympic diver convicted of 2 drunk driving deaths is a free man today. Bruce Kimball was released from a South Florida halfway house today after serving about 5 years of a 17-year sentence. He was given 15 years probation in 1988. Kimball's car slammed into a group of teenagers in Tampa. 2 of the teens died. 6 others were hurt. Kimball's blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. Kimball now says that he plans to serve out his probation in the state of Illinois.
A Cuban teenager really has something to give thanks for this holiday. He is getting his first taste of freedom after surviving a terrifying escape from Cuba, an escape that almost robbed him of his arms and his legs. The Night Team's John Turchin has his story.
No one ever imagined this kid would walk again, not after crossing a live minefield. Rolando Del Valle suffered some very serious injuries to his legs, on which doctors still have several operations to perform, and to his left arm and hand. Still, he says he has a lot to be thankful for this holiday.
I feel happy, grateful. Since I left the base, everyone has been so great, something I have never seen before.
Since he arrived in the States, Rolando's only seen the inside of a hospital. Finally, a chance to see what freedom is all about. No doubt this afternoon, a real Kodak moment. First, there was the drive. Oh, and the surprise on his face when he saw all those palm trees, the billboards, the homes. Nothing like this in Cuba. But nothing was more overwhelming than trying to figure out all these gizmos, the ones that operate his uncle's high-tech electronics.
He's overwhelmed, and he's surprised that you could have these things in your home.
Right now, all of this seems to overshadow the real personal tragedy facing Rolando, something that may not hit him for quite some time. His injuries may keep him from realizing his childhood dream, playing the guitar professionally.
And I'm not sure that he'll have the control that he needs to play as well as he probably did before. However, I mean, with prosthetics, he may be able to still hold chords.
Still, this 16-year-old insists the price he and his family are paying for their freedom is well worth it.
I trust God. I trust Him. I never thought I would have this accident, but it happens. At the beginning, everything was bad, but everything has changed for the better.
Better for him, because here in the U.S., there is hope. John Turchin, 7 News, Night Team.
As if they needed more problems in Cuba, we are now getting information there is severe flooding taking place on that island. Paul Moniz is standing by with more on this story. What do you know, Paul?
Well, Rick, we know that the flooding is hitting the eastern part of the island, most specifically that is Havana and the areas around it. We understand that as many as 4,000 people had to be evacuated from the area and that several businesses and buildings are damaged. The worst hit areas appear to be in the province of Guantanamo, where nearly 8 inches of rain have fallen since mid-Monday. Now, we know that some electricity is out in areas and some of the roads are blocked, but right now there are no casualties reported. Again, we're just getting in more information, but a serious situation out there with nearly 8 inches of rain and close to 4,000 people being evacuated. We'll stay on top for you. Reporting from the news desk, Paul Moniz, back to you.
Thank you, Paul, for that story.
They say they're homeless, they say they're hungry, but are some just hustling you? Tonight, we're going to find out in part 2 of an Inside Report investigation won't work for food. It's next.
And just days after we told you about the senseless slaughter of dolphins, you will not believe what is already being done about it. We will bring you that story.
I'm Kelly Mitchell, live at Paragon for the first ever evening of South Beach. What's it all about? Of course, I'll tell you in a live report when 7 News at 10 comes right back your way.
You're watching Channel 7 News at 10 with Sally Fitz and Rick Sanchez.
Joie de vivre, a joyous celebration of life's greatest pleasures. In Miami Beach, it's Maison Paco Rabanne. Our valet and, of course, the beach. There is simply more at Maison Paco Rabanne, 59th Street and Collins Avenue.
When we asked some denture wearers why they don't use an adhesive, they didn't have a lot to say. Don't need it.
My dentures fit fine. No problems here.
But after we gave them Fix-A-Dent, they just couldn't say enough.
Amazing, the difference. It's a great new feeling of security.
Comfort.
Confidence.
I just plain forget I have them. That's because Fix-A-Dent adjusts to the unique contours of your dentures and gums, forming a thin, powerful seal for a better hold than you ever thought possible.
I could just kick myself for not doing this sooner.
Find out for yourself what it feels like to Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
America, buy American and get free prices from Raleigh Furniture Factory outlets where we make it and we sell it, so why pay more?
Two-piece sofa and love seat from $475. Six-piece bedroom set, $549. Five-piece dining room set, $375. Three-piece sectionals from $595, and here's more. Three-piece Botaflex Italian set, $995. And remember, we'll furnish your whole house for only $1,495 only at Raleigh Furniture Factory outlets in Miami and Hialeah Gardens.
If you're looking for ways to make a statement, here's the Mazda 626LX, now available with a V6 engine and standard dual airbags, plus the best basic warranty in its class, loaded with power equipment. Now lease a Mazda 626LX, just $199 per month with $1,200 down. It'll say a lot about your sense of value and style. Mazda, it just feels right.
We've all seen them, beggars who say they're homeless and hungry and that they'll work for food. But as investigative reporter Carmel Cafaro showed us last night, that's not always the case. Tonight, she concludes her special inside report, Won't Work for Food, with a revealing look at some of South Florida's beggars. It's a story you will only see on 7 News.
This man routinely works Biscayne Boulevard in North Dade with a sign that reads he is homeless and hungry.
Hi. Here, I brought you some lunch.
He is one of several roadside beggars. We offered food and work. Half would not work. This man among them. But he is the only one to throw away the food we gave him. He told me he was willing to work, but instead of meeting me, he took a bus. We taped from hidden locations as he rode into Broward. Since he claimed to be homeless, we were surprised to see him head into a trailer park in Hallandale.
Hi. Do you remember me? I'm the lady that brought you lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my name's Carmel Cafaro. I'm with Channel 7 News. I brought you food and you threw it away. You were holding
I didn't throw them away.
We have pictures of you throwing it away. We were taking pictures. You had a sign that said you were hungry and homeless. I gave you food, you threw it away, and you're certainly not homeless.
I am. That's because that's a friend of me. I'm taking his dog.
But a neighbor told me a woman lives here and that she sometimes takes in boarders.
Hey, stop that. I'm going to bring you the camera.
His behavior left us with doubts. And we have found there is good reason to doubt some of the signs being used to solicit money and sympathy. For example, there's the Vietnam vet appeal. North Miami Beach police officer Jack Tucker once arrested a man with such a sign.
But after a while, he gave us a date of birth that made him about 12 years old when the Vietnam War ended.
I'm homeless, I don't use no drugs or alcohol. I'm not stealing, I ain't begging. If you got children, tell them to stay in school.
While begging is not illegal, police do arrest roadside beggars on occasion, often, as in this case, for obstructing traffic. Police say sometimes they are truly homeless. Sometimes they are not. They're just looking for some easy money.
People are the goodness of their heart, think they're doing well and doing a good thing, a good service to somebody who's really in need. And basically, it's a lot of them, it's just a big scam.
But there is no doubt South Florida has a serious homeless problem. Estimates are 6,000 to 10,000 in Dade alone.
Would you be interested in doing some work?
Half the people we offered work to did jump at the opportunity. We gave them money for their time. But experts say they belong in existing programs designed to help them put their lives back on track instead of wasting their lives begging on the streets. Statistics indicate that as many as half the homeless may be mentally ill, 25% HIV infected, and 30% chronic substance abusers. Experts say if you give cash to roadside beggars, all you do is enable them to continue destructive behavior that may have put them on the street in the first place.
It is quick and easy money that they can spend on things that unfortunately, and I hate to be judgmental, but that unfortunately are not conducive to their well-being.
Can you do some yard work? I live nearby, I got some yard work to do.
Meet Larry Clark. You'll find him begging along 163rd Street. When we offered him work, he said he would, and then left to take a nap.
I was sleepy.
As for the money people give him, Clark says he doesn't steal, he works for it.
Well, I call it earning it. To me, I call it earning it.
And when he spends it, Clark can be found buying cheap wine to share with his buddies.
As heartbreaking as the scenario might be to you as an individual, you have to keep in mind what I'm saying, that in many times you might be enabling those individuals to continue to live this lifestyle.
What makes the most sense this holiday season and year-round, if you really want to help the homeless, stop the cycle. Give food instead of money. The money is better spent supporting programs that give a hand up and not just a hand out. With this inside report, I'm Carmel Cafaro, 7 News.
Now, Dade is making it easier for you to help needy people this holiday season. Soon, vouchers are going to be available at local supermarkets, and you can buy them for people in need, and they can use the vouchers to buy food and only food.
Follow up tonight on another inside report, the slaughter of dolphins in Venezuela. Now, this is a story that over the past few days we have shown you how dolphins are actually dragged ashore, tortured, and butchered. Now some South Floridians are trying to stop these killings. At Citrus Grove Middle School, they are gathering hundreds of signatures on a petition. Tuesday, the kids plan a field trip to the Venezuelan consulate to protest this slaughter. And one travel agent's warning tourists may avoid that country if this slaughter isn't stopped.
For the people that go even to Venezuela, the people that want to go for vacation, sometimes they want to see the dolphins.
Well, the Venezuelan government says they have viewed the videotape and are now investigating the charges. There are people that you can call to complain about this dolphin slaughter. You can reach the Venezuelan consulate in Miami. That telephone number is 577-3834. One group trying to organize a protest over the dolphin slaughtering is the Dolphin Freedom Foundation. You can reach them at this number, 462-1817. That number again, 462-1817.
Tonight, South Floridians are joining forces to fight AIDS. It's a star-studded AIDS benefit underway right now in Miami Beach. 7's Kelly Mitchell is live at the Paragon on Washington Avenue. Kelly?
Well, Sally, you would probably think that this is nothing but a social event. Actually, it's about the result of 4 months of hard work. Planning something like this, something that has really never been done in South Florida. What it is, a bunch of restaurants got together, 20 of them, each one sponsored a table, their own different menu. They sold tickets, and all of this goes to raise money for AIDS. And while we're up here high, let's give you a closer look at all these tables and you can see what it's all about. We've got tables and dinner. That was raising money. Each plate was worth $100 for AIDS. 9 different charities will benefit from this evening. Also, what's going on? A silent auction, a lot of entertainment, all kinds of different things. And a very special tribute is being paid tonight to a man who has lived with AIDS for 12 years.
I've lived my life to make a difference on the planet because I really believe that we all have a purpose here. And sometimes you forget that, you know, like especially when you're sick. And there were many times when I really said, oh, there is no purpose, there is no making a difference. And something like this happens, and it just reinvigorates you, brings you back to life, you know.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is all about, life. That's the message tonight. People with AIDS deserve to live, and they deserve to have the money to make the research happen and to help them with their lives as they go on with AIDS. If this at all interests you, you weren't the one who wanted to come dine, you can come down at 11 o'clock, pay $10 to get in the door. They go on until 2 in the morning at least, and all that money also goes to AIDS research. Live at the Paragon, I'm Kelly Mitchell, 7 News 19. Back to you.
Tell Cammie hi for me, Kelly. He's a friend.
He's a doll.
Well, if your kids are hyperactive, Ritalin is probably your best friend, but what would you do if there was a massive shortage of this drug all of a sudden? Stop wondering. There is. We're going to tell you about it when we come back.
Making radiation treatments a lot shorter. I'm health specialist Marilyn Limits with the details moments away only on 7 News.
And later, you just saw her on Melrose Place. Now meet Amanda face to face. Heather Locklear, one-on-one, coming up on The Buzz.
I can't believe you did this.
Just a little party.
Little?
Big party, unexpected guests, yet she's still dry and fresh.
That was so sweet of you.
Hey, you're only 30 once.
Thank goodness. Shower Fresh Secrets pH balanced for women.
I haven't danced with a birthday girl.
And when you need it most, it works to keep you shower fresh.
You smell great. Happy birthday.
I know. Say we didn't get the package.
Martha!
Tom, did you get our package?
Gee, it never got here.
Really?
Introducing tracking software from Federal Express.
It was delivered to your place at 9:22 a.m.
Ah! Probably stuck in the mailroom.
No, it was signed for by your partner, Brian.
Now you can track packages right from your computer on your desk.
Brian, are you there?
Oh, that package, Martha. We could negotiate a deal at this.
When it all comes crashing down in Cuba, the big news will be on 7 News.
Our 10:30 top stories begin in Kendall. One person is in the hospital after an apartment fire on Kendall Drive. Fire officials say the fire was contained to that one apartment, but it was badly damaged by smoke. The victim is being treated for smoke inhalation. No word on what started this fire.
Chicago, a high school football coach under fire for faking being shot at school. School officials are saying that he staged a fight between 2 students in the cafeteria and then pretended that he'd been shot by one of them. The coach is saying that he did it to motivate his players for an upcoming game. Not sure if the video that we just showed you had to do with that story. If we apologize if it didn't. Incidentally, the students in that upcoming game lost. John?
Long Island. Joey Buttafuoco in court today. This time he pleads guilty to chasing some teenagers with a baseball bat and threatening them with a gun last summer. Police say that the kids apparently constantly drove past his home. Now, Buttafuoco was sentenced to 15 more days in jail. He's already serving 6 months for statutory rape for his affair with the underaged Amy Fisher.
In medical news tonight, a drug used to treat hyperactive kids in short supply. A nationwide shortage of Ritalin could mean tough times ahead for thousands of South Florida families. At this elementary school in Coral Springs, more than 30 kids are taking Ritalin just to try and keep themselves calm. We do have those pictures. I hope that we'll be able to bring them on. Nonetheless, the hyperactive kids often can't sit still and have a difficult time concentrating in school. Parents say they are nervous at what will happen if their child can't get Ritalin itself. Now, pharmacists are blaming the shortage on a simple case of supply and demand. What else? They say the FDA misdiagnosed the demand for Ritalin, setting production limits way too low. The maker of the drug expects to replenish the supply in 6 to 8 weeks. We were supposed to have video there, folks. We certainly apologize we didn't have it for you.
Now, HealthCast with Marilyn Mitchell.
More and more women with breast cancer are choosing to keep their breasts with a surgical procedure called lumpectomy, which removes only the cancer. But lumpectomies are often followed by weeks of radiation, and that's difficult for busy women or women who live far from treatment centers. Now researchers are reducing radiation therapy from 6 weeks to 4 days.
Last year, Patricia Campo didn't know she'd be around to do something wonderful like spend a day at the zoo. That's when she was told she had breast cancer.
Because they thought the tumor was larger than it was, and it had been there longer than it had.
But a lumpectomy revealed that Patricia had an early-stage breast cancer, and that qualified her for a study investigating a new radiation treatment called brachytherapy. It takes only 4 days instead of the standard 6 to 8 weeks.
We have calculated the radiation dose that's given in 4 days to be biologically equivalent in terms of cancer cell kill to the standard 6 weeks of treatment.
Doctors start by placing 18 plastic catheters in the breast.
9 in front of the tumor excision site and 9 behind the tumor excision site.
Then radioactive material is placed inside these catheters, giving a continuous dose of radiation over 4 days.
Your breast was getting hot from the radium, and it was getting tender. But as soon as they took the brackets out, everything started healing.
It's still too early to tell if this abbreviated form of radiation treatment is as effective as 6 weeks of treatment, but researchers are hopeful.
If we're equally effective and have similar complication rates, yet we cut the treatment time down to 4 days and it costs less, then it'll be a good treatment.
And it's a gamble Patricia is willing to take.
In this study, researchers are using 2 kinds of brachytherapy. low and high dose. In low-dose brachytherapy, women get a continuous dose of radiation over 4 days. Because she is radioactive, the whole time she must stay in the hospital in isolation. With high-dose brachytherapy, the woman gets 2 concentrated doses a day for 4 days. In between treatments, she can go home or back to work. I'm Marilyn Mitchell, 7 News.
They have been called the 2 most hated boys in England. Tonight, a jury decides if they killed a defenseless toddler. That story tops our world news.
For the 3rd time in 2 months, the world's most famous marked man comes out of hiding.
And River Phoenix's mother talks about her son's life and death. Stay tuned.
Cliff here at IHOP. You know IHOP has a dozen different home-style dinners, the kind of hearty meals you used to get at home. For instance, half a golden roasted chicken, potatoes, vegetables, and super salad. In fact, they're so good, people often forget they're not at home. Mom, sit down. They have people to do this.
Drink your milk, son.
Yes, ma'am.
IHOP's popular golden roasted chicken dinner, now just $4.49. Includes super salad, potato, vegetable, and roll for a limited time only.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Swap Shop.
Where's the bargain?
At the Swap Shop.
At the swap shop.
Where's the fun? At the Swap Shop. At the Swap Shop.
At the swap shop.
Where's the bargain? At the Swap Shop. At the Swap Shop.
On Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale.
I was blown away when my dentist told me I had tartar. Doctor, I said, I use regular baking soda toothpaste. My teeth feel clean. Jakey said, it's not enough. Use new tartar control Crest with baking soda, and your teeth will be cleaner.
Now you can get the clean feeling of baking soda and proven tartar control from Crest in a toothpaste that prevents tartar better than regular baking soda toothpaste.
So I brushed with tartar control Crest with baking soda, and my next visit's great. I finally cleaned up my act.
A smart choice from the Dentist's Choice. Those special select Pop Secret kernels. That incredibly rich aroma. This is the fresh pop buttery taste you just gotta get. Pop Secret, the secret to perfect popcorn.
7 News weather with Roland Stedham.
Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this weather we're having right now. Nice, cool temperatures, getting me into the mood for the holidays. 68 degrees right now. Relative humidity up to 90%. Wind is out of the west at 8 miles per hour. You want to talk cold? Take a look and see what's happening out here in the Central Plains. This cold front is ushering in absolute frigid air. Many temperatures across the northern plains and the northern Rockies this morning dipped well below zero. That does not include the wind chill factors, my friend. In fact, they had up to 16 inches of snow across the Dakotas. All this weather is going to continue to move right into the Gulf of Mexico. And for us, very strong low pressure setting itself up right over southeast Florida. Look at this satellite picture. Right here, we see the center of the low spinning around, and like spokes on a wheel, right around that center, the bands of moisture just continue to move right into Florida. Overall, looks like this low pressure is going to start moving up towards the northeast. That is good news for East Cuba. Right there, you can see still some pretty good showers and thunderstorms moving over to approaching Guantanamo. That will continue to push offshore, and it looks like tomorrow we should see the sunshine developing by tomorrow afternoon. Doppler radar picking up the activity we had earlier today, coming up on the latest image right there. Overall, it looks like it's quieting down considerably. A pretty good little band of showers sitting just up to the northeast of Palm Beach County, right off Martin and St. Lucie. So the possibility of some scattered showers does exist tonight with a low of 60 degrees. Tomorrow, morning showers possible, afternoon clearing likely with high temperatures hitting the mid to upper 70s, and the extended weather outlook on Friday looking pretty nice. Fair to partly cloudy skies as that big cold front that's producing all the snow and the frigid temperatures across the nation's midsection moves towards the southeast. We could see some scattered showers moving into the area on Saturday and Sunday because of that front. And then on Monday, temperatures could cool way back down into the upper 60s and low 70s as that front passes over South Florida. That's a look at weather. Please stay tuned. We'll have more news coming up right after this.
We asked women who clean with bleach, what's under your sink?
Bleach, something to cut grease. Bathroom cleaner, bleach, tile spray, something to clean grout. And of course, bleach.
If bleach is so great, what's with that other stuff?
Well,
Introducing new Comet Liquid Gel, the bleach plus cleaner with chlorinol. Comet Gel removes stains like bleach does, plus it wipes out the grease and soap scum bleach can't handle.
that's really something.
New Comet Liquid Gel. When others can't cut it, Comet can.
Well, it's Merry Christmas time. So come to the biggest store with the largest selection of Christmas merchandise. There's only one place, the original Lynn Howell's A Christmas Place. And now, take 15 to 20% off everything. A store-wide sale. More than 50,000 items are discounted 15 to 20%. A Christmas Place. It's the best place for all your Christmas decorating needs. There's lights, ornaments, trees, wreaths, garlands, and accessories, and so much more in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
America, buy American and get free prices from Raleigh Furniture Factoriales, where we make it and we sell it, so why pay more?
Two-piece sofa and love seat from $475. Six-piece bedroom set, $549. Five-piece dining room set, $375. Three-piece sectionals from $595. And here's more. Three-piece Botoflex Italian set, $995. And remember, we'll furnish your whole house for only $1,495 only at Raleigh Furniture Factory outlets in Miami and Hialeah Gardens.
Our look at the world tonight begins in England. Two 11-year-old boys are found guilty of murdering a 2-year-old. Robert Thompson and John Venables were sentenced today to indefinite prison sentences. Last February, the two kidnapped 2-year-old James Bulger from a Liverpool shopping mall, then beat him to death with stones and bricks before throwing his body in front of a train.
Heidelberg, Germany, a bizarre discovery there. Investigators have just learned that researchers at Heidelberg University have been using hundreds of human bones, including 8 children, for car crash tests. According to German law, that's okay if the families have given their permission. Now, the school has to prove it that they had that permission.
Cambridge, Massachusetts, Salman Rushdie has surfaced again. The British author accepted an honorary professorship yesterday at MIT, the first bestowed by MIT since 1949. Rushdie was forced underground in 1989 when the Iranian government sentenced him to death for writing satanic verses.
I'm Laurie Hibbert, and right after the break, Heather Lochner tells me what she really thinks about Amanda and her nasty ways. The Melrose Place Buzz is coming right back at you.
And action! Here's Uncle Emmett. Last year, he got a fly swatter. This time, we'll get him socks and something like this. Get a clue. Get Aerosmith's latest Get a Grip. On sale from Geffen Records. Then rock! Yeah! Here's my sister Gwen. She wants a car and a boyfriend. She's getting a CD. These guys tear big time. It's Nirvana and their latest, In Utero, on VGC Records. Warn your parents. Me, I know what I want. It's at Specs.
Glasses or contacts are the only two options available until now. The Fort Lauderdale Eye Institute would like to offer you one more option. The choice to see the world through your eyes with radial keratotomy. A safe method for reducing and frequently eliminating the need for glasses and contact lenses. To experience a new world, call the Fort Lauderdale Eye Institute for the new choice and see the world through your eyes again.
It may not look busy, but this Dodge Intrepid is processing 2 million pieces of information per second. Its remarkable computer network constantly analyzes data that helps it choose shift points, optimize fuel economy, even maintain the inside temperature you want. Just think, with 5 seconds left in this commercial, Intrepid still has about 10 million things to do.
Hi, this is Joe Angel. See your South Florida Dodge dealers and put yourself in the win column.
You'll enjoy great buys on everything for your bedroom during Waterbed City's holiday sale. The Copenhagen in black or white is just $2.99. The Copenhagen includes queen mattress, foundation, headboard, footboard, and bed frame. The Newport is available in a washed oak or black and cherry finish for $2.99. Sheet sets are priced from $29.95 for solid percale, satin, and assorted patterns. You'll enjoy great buys on everything for your bedroom during Waterbed City's holiday sale.
Hibbert, and it looks like there's going to be some more new faces on late-night television. Greg Kinnear, who now hosts Talk Soup on VH1, is being looked at as a possible replacement for Bob Costas' show later. And shock jock Howard Stern has been seen in the vicinity of the Fox studios recently. Now, that network just happens to be looking for a host to take over Chevy Chase's spot. Kind of makes you want to go, doesn't it? And finally, Shannon Doherty is a victim. No, really, folks, she is. She and her new hubby, Ashley Hamilton, had 2 videotapes stolen from their hotel room a few days ago. They say the videotapes were of Hamilton's band, Soul Garden. Yeah, I wonder what was really on those tapes. Come on, tell us, Shannon. Well, it's Wednesday, and of course we know what that means. We all just finished watching Melrose Place, one of the hottest shows on Fox. But it wasn't always as popular. The show was at the bottom of the ratings until the producers decided to change the format to a soap opera style, and they added a steamy character named Amanda, played to the T by Heather Locklear.
Sorry to break up all your male bonding, but I've been dying to make love to you all afternoon.
I like the idea.
Things got a lot more interesting when Heather Locklear joined the cast of Melrose Place. In fact, she became such a draw for the show that she made the cover of Entertainment Weekly's fall preview issue. Now that's what I call star power.
It was nice, except then other people were like, oh, you're naked. And really, I wasn't naked because I had Kleenex taped on my boobs because I go, well, they go, well, we can see that thing hanging down, that scarf. And I'm like, well, if it's not there, you're going to see everything else. And the camera wouldn't, but they would. So they put little Kleenex and taped them on there so that I would feel a little better. And my pants are just kind of rolled down. And it looks much more naked than I felt or was.
Stunning cover, though. I mean, to talk about the entire fall preview is based on your character. That's pretty cool.
It's not. Yeah.
As Amanda, Heather shook up Billy and Allison's relationship and has now moved on to Jake. But she says with Jake, at least she didn't steal him from another woman.
Believe it or not, he, wasn't with Joe when I kind of went after him, or he went after me. It was kind of mutual. And I did go to the writers, oh my gosh, does she have to go after a man who's already taken again? And does every man have to like go, oh great, it's Amanda? Do they always have to just take him to death when she likes him? Like a Black Widow.
But being a Black Widow isn't exactly how Heather wants people to see her character.
You know what? I try not to think of her as the bad one. Actually, Jane's sister is Sydney, is the bad one, and she does it on purpose, whereas I think Amanda's, like they keep saying to us, oh, she's so misunderstood. But truly, I don't think that Amanda sets out to be mean towards people. There's just, some childhood things that reasons why she's doesn't trust women and all that stuff. And it's really not that she's trying to be bad or that she's purposely that way.
And as for Amanda and Jake, Heather says things are going to get pretty interesting.
Basically, there's a threesome, but it's with Jake and myself and my father, but not anything sexual.
She's such a cool person, lots of fun to talk to, and you can, of course, catch Amanda and Jake and the rest of the gang at Melrose Place every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock right here on Channel 7. And that is The Buzz. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Lori. Topping people in the news tonight, River Phoenix's mother sharing with the world the impact of losing her own son. 23-year-old actor died of a drug overdose Halloween night. Arlene Phoenix wrote the LA Times from her Gainesville home. She says it was incredible to watch River grow. She says he was a man filled with passion and a sense of service. She also writes, River was not a regular drug user. Almost never was he part of the club scene.
Coming up, the Heat tries to end its home court cold streak.
And put on your dancing shoes, because Jim's jingling, baby. That's right. We'll be back.
You need at least 50 hours to drill.
Typing class. If you ever went in, you thought you'd never get out.
Typing class is so boring. I hated it. Now with this advanced learning method, we're getting straight A's.
I run my own business 7 days a week. I didn't have time to go back to school to learn typing, but now I can do my own paperwork and save a bundle.
Business schools can take months to teach typing and cost more than $100.
I always thought typing was for girls. Learn to type in 4 hours, pay for itself when I typed my first term paper.
In just 4 hours, you can learn to type with all 10 fingers without looking at the keyboard. This unique advanced learning method, developed in Europe, is now available in the U.S. through this special offer. The 5-audio tape home study course with workbook is only $69.95 plus shipping and handling.
I have a secretary, but I still have to do my work on a computer. With this advanced learning method, I learned to type over the weekend.
Call the number on your screen now. Learn to type in 4 hours comes with a money-back guarantee.
The 94 Chevy S-Series is an all-new truck down the line. The new Chevy S-Series has more hip room, headroom, leg room, and shoulder room. We stretched the cab so you could stretch your body, but you won't stretch your budget. The best new line on the Chevy S-Series is the bottom line from just $10,125 at your Chevy GOT.
Do you have a clean driving record for the last 5 years? Had the same insurance company for the past 3 years? Have all the drivers in your household had their licenses that long? Whoa! If you answered yes, 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 you could save 15% on a large portion of your auto insurance. Better call an Allstate agent fast.
Now, 7 Sports with Jim Barry.
All right, at first, it was disappointing. Then, demoralizing. Well, now, it's embarrassing. For the 3rd straight time at home, the Heat blows a big lead, and for the 5th straight time, they lose. Matt Geiger was smiling in the beginning against little bitty Golden State tonight. Steve Smith, a huge first half, 21 points on his way to a 32-point night. Heat builds a 17-point lead, but then Chris Webber gets loose, and the Heat starts trading. Ronnie Cycli gets it in the paint. He's up, blocked once, gets it back up, swatted away again. Sorry, Kevin, it gets worse. Here's that rookie Webber again with a swooping dunk. His 24 helps send the Heat tumbling again. Elsewhere on the board, Charlotte tried to score 200 on the Lakers, but I guess they got tired. Cleveland beats the Bullets. The Celtics tonight hit 20 straight shots in blowing out the Pistons. Philly over the Pacers. Minnesota surprises the slumping Nets. Atlanta leads Milwaukee, and San Antonio blitzes the hapless Chicago Bulls. The Dolphins are in Dallas tonight, resting for their Thanksgiving duel with the Cowboys. The million-dollar question remains, will Emmett play? Emmitt Smith may not be in his usual zone because of a deep thigh bruise he suffered last Sunday. He says he's better, but the Cowboys still list their star running back as doubtful. Translated, he might try to suit up and go, but doesn't know how effective he will be. Of course, like a lot of you, I'll be home watching, eating Thanksgiving turkey, being thankful for the many sports we now enjoy here in town. It's enough to make me want to wrap it all up in the very latest Jim's Jingle. And thank you for letting me be myself. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. More news after the break.
You need at least 50 hours to drill.
Typing class. If you ever went in, you thought you'd never get out.
Typing class is so boring. I hated it. Now with this advanced learning method, we're getting straight A's.
I run my own business 7 days a week. I didn't have time to go back to school to learn typing, but now I can do my own paperwork and save a bundle.
Business schools can take months to teach typing and cost more than $100.
I always thought typing was for girls. Learn to type in 4 hours paid for itself when I typed my first term paper.
In just 4 hours, you can learn to type with all 10 fingers without looking at the keyboard. This unique advanced learning method, developed in Europe, is now available in the U.S. through this special offer. The 5-audio tape home study course with workbook is only $69.95 plus shipping and handling.
I have a secretary, but I still have to do my work on a computer. With this advanced learning method, I learned to type over the weekend.
Call the number on your screen now. Learn to type in 4 hours comes with a money-back guarantee.
Want an adjustable bed but don't think you can afford one? Then you haven't priced Craftmatic adjustable beds recently. This Craftmatic Model 2 bed cost 50% less than these quality flat beds. 50% less. And this Craftmatic Model 3 is just 50% of the Model 2's low cost. 50%. Craftmatic Model 3 and 2 beds adjust to all these healthful positions, provide optional heat and massage, and total body support, yet cost hundreds less than these quality flat beds. Get our free catalog by mail, including information on Craftmatic 3s at 50% of Craftmatic 2's low cost.
Hi, we'd like your free catalog and 50% information by mail.
Certainly, sir.
It's easy. Call for this free catalog right away.
Call toll-free 1-800-776-5600. That's 1-800-776-5600 toll-free. 1-800-776-5600.
On this Thanksgiving Eve, that is our newscast. I'm Rick Sanchez.
I'm Sally Fitz, and we all of us here at Channel 7, hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
This has been a rebroadcast of Channel 7 News at 10, seen earlier this evening.